Hi everyone! Welcome to the 5th training video. In this video, we will continue building our bridge model through Wizard by using our saved work from the last video number 4. And we will finally execute the wizard. Okay, are you ready to look at your beautiful bridge model? Let's go! Please open the MIDAS Civil program by double-clicking the MIDAS Civil icon. Once the program is opened, please click the civil icon from the left top corner and then click New Project. Then you should have a same blank model window as mine. If you finished following the 4th training video right before this video, then you don't need to follow this portion. But for those of you who closed the program after 4th video, please follow this step. Since this is repetitive process of importing material and section properties, which I actually explained in the beginning of the 4th video, I will be very quick this time. If you saved your project last time, not just merely the wizard file, then please feel free to open your file. You can also skip this portion until we talk about the wizard. First, we will change the unit system. So please go to the bottom of your program to change our units to pounds and feet. And this was the shortcut key again. Okay, now let's import our section properties and material properties from our past project. Please click Properties tab from the main menu and click Material Properties. Once you see this window, please click Import button, and then we will import from our past project. Then you will see this window. Since 4 materials are in the right side of the box, which means selected list, and they are ready to be imported to our new project, then please click OK. Then 4 materials are imported. Let's go to Section tab, or please click the Section Properties icon from the main menu. And let's click Import button again and click the same project, and again same window will pop up. 7 different section properties are ready to be imported since they are in the right side of the box, and let's click OK, and then you see 7 different section properties now, and then let's close. From now on, everyone needs to follow this step. We will now open the wizard template that we saved on the last video. So let's go to Structure tab and then click Still Composite Bridge again. Once you see this pop-up wizard window, let's click Open ... in the bottom left corner to bring our saved wizard template again. So this is the saved file from the last video. Click Open. Then you'll realize that the values and numbers are a little changed. So we will start from here. Since we already finished inputting numbers for Layout tab, let's go to Section tab. First, let's change deck thickness to 0.8 feet, which is the default value. Now, let's change material of deck, girder, and bracing member. For deck, it will be concrete, which is C30, the third material properties, and girder will be steel number 1, and bracing will be steel number 1 again. If you click this ... button, then you can also register some more materials or modify and delete some materials that you already registered to. Let's move on to defining girder and girder's position. Let's say we have 4 different girders and click Apply. There are already default values in there, but let's say we want girder offset to be -11, -4, 4, and 11. If you're not sure about the terminologies that used in MIDAS Civil, you can click this guide ... to visualize them. Looking at this graphic, we know that the positive number means they are left side of the layout offset, and negative number means that they are right side of it. Now let's add some bracing types, so please click this bracing details ... Once you see this pop-up window, let's add 2 types of bracing members that has no top but have bottom chord. As you can see, actually 1 bracing type is registered already, which has these information, so let's modify it. Start from the top, leave ID number and name as it is. Let's choose bracing for the type instead of single beam, but if you're not sure about the terminology, you can always click this guide ... to see what's going on. Let's choose truss as an element type, and let's uncheck this top by clicking this checkbox. since we don't need top chord. And then let's change this section to section number 4, angle section for bracing member, and then same thing as bottom chord, section number 4. And for bracing type, let's use X bracing first. Again, by clicking this dot 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 button, you can always add, modify, and delete some section or material properties. Also, if you want the preview of your section, by clicking them, you can also see them too. For brace and chord location, the gap between them should be 0.66 feet. So punch in numbers, again 0.66 feet too. And let's click modify, since we are modifying already registered information. And then let's change ID number to 2 and name it as bracing-2. This time everything should be the same as bracing 1 except bracing type. So please select V bracing and then click add button. Do you see 2 bracing types are registered? When you click this 1 and 2, the only thing that should be changing is ID, name, and bracing type. So 1 is X bracing, 2 is V bracing. After you check this, please click close. Now we will define the space of the bracing members. If you're not sure about terminologies, then again, you can click this guide dot 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 to check what's going on. Let's say we want to define the spacing with distances, but other options such as divisions and divisions per span are also available too. But this time we will use distance. And then you will see 2 tables in the below. First table is for intermediate bracing members, and the second table is for bracing members as supports, meaning at each abutments and piers. So intermediate bracing are bracing members that is not at the supports. Okay, let's say I want X bracing for our intermediate bracing members. So let's choose bracing-1. And then I want the space between each intermediate bracing member to be 16 feet. So punch in number 16. And then I want this intermediate bracing member to be perpendicular to the radius of curvature. So let's click perpendicular, but skew or user-defined angle can be also selected. I want different support bracing, so click this checkbox to activate the second table. Let's say I want V bracing for each abutment and X bracing for pier. So let's change the bracing member at the support 1 to be bracing 2, which is V bracing. And for the 3, also same thing to the V bracing. And bracing member at support 2 will be bracing 1, which is X bracing member. And then change angle type to perpendicular, which means the angle of bracing member will be perpendicular to the radius of the curvature. Once we are done with bracing members, let's define girder section throughout each girders. Let's look at the girder section at each girder. First of all, as you can see, the girder section layout is in symmetry, and it is the same for all 4 girders. There are a total of 5 divisions. Starting from right, Section 2-2 is used for the first 30 feet. And then Section 1-1 is used for the next 100 feet. And again, Section 2-2 is used for the rest. Then let's type the number in now. Again, we had 5 divisions in total. So please type 5 and click apply. If you are not sure about the terminology, you can always feel free to click guide dot 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 to see what's going on. And since our girder layout was in symmetry, so please click this checkbox. And then since girder started with section 2-2, let's select section 2-2. And then it was 1-1, then it went back to 2-2 again. It was starting from 0 to 30 feet, and then section 1 was then 30 to 100. And section 2-2 was rest of them. Since all of our girders had same layout, we had to make this change to rest of the girders too. But there is a magic button which will make you save your time. So please click this copy current girder data to other girders. And then I want to move them to 3 4, and then click OK, which means I want to copy my first girder data to rest of the girders too. So if I click OK, and then if I check girder 2, girder 3, girder 4, girder 1 information is copied to rest of the girders. Isn't this very cool? By the way, I want to show you a really cool thing in MIDAS Civil. If I click this define girder section ... and click this section 1-1, then after I input select materials from database and input some numbers for modulus of elasticity, and then if I click show calculation result ... in the bottom, then this shows section properties before composite, after composite, long term, and shrink-width. So MIDAS Civil automatically calculates and separates the calculations for you. You can also copy this data to Excel as well. Let's close all the tabs and move on to load tab. First, let's punch in some numbers for payment and barrier. For B1, let's put some 1.3, B2 13, B3 1.4, B4 13, and B5 1.3. This table represents dead load. If you look closely, they are divided into before composite, after composite, component dead load, and wearing dead load. By clicking check boxes, you can easily activate or deactivate, meaning whether you will consider some dead load aspects or not. This time we will leave them as default and move on to live load. Click this define moving load case ... and open the Dropbox menu. Click AASHTO standard and click OK. So click this checkbox and activate it, and click define traffic lanes. For lanes, let's say we have 2 lanes. One is 10 and the other is 20, and click this OK button, and then let's click define vehicles and click add standard after you get this pop-up window, and then select AASHTO standard load as standard name, and I will choose HS20-44 for my vehicle type, and I will click OK. I just want to add 1 vehicle. If you have more irregular shape or some vehicles that are not common, then you can always feel free to click add user define to add some user defined vehicles too. For truck lane or train load, both of them are available, and I will click close. Let's move on to construction stage tab, the last tab. Yes, this tab is very straightforward. If you want to consider construction stage, click this checkbox to activate it. Same for deck pouring sequence, so I checked it. And this time, let's say we want a little more complex type of deck pouring. So I will click this checkbox and click advanced ... For support S1, I will put 33, and for S2, I want to put 33 feet again, and click modify. After you check this number is changed, let's click close. Our construction analysis will be done according to the process written in the table below, and you're allowed to change those numbers to control them too. Let's say we want to consider long-term boundary group, so please click this checkbox to activate it and click long-term boundary group ... And let's say we want to consider creep 1 and creep 2, both of them, and click OK. Now our construction stage analysis will consider long-term boundary group. If you want to consider reinforcement as well, then you can click this checkbox to activate it, but this time we are not going to consider it. Now we are done. Let's save our wizard file one more time, and let's click close to execute the wizard. Do you see a bridge model like mine, which is curved, skewed bridge with bracing and substructures? Please look at closely how Wizard created the elements and conditions through tree menu. Also, please save this work since we are going to use this file for the next video. To save, you can click this MIDAS Civil icon and click this either save or save as button. How long did it take to model a curved and skewed bridge? For some of you, it was your first time, but it didn't even take an hour to do everything. When you get too used to the wizard, I guarantee you'll be able to create a complex shape model and review the result within 10 minutes. Thank you for listening to the 5th video, which we completed wizard and executed. For the next video, we will go over how the modifications can be easily made even after the wizard is executed and review the analysis result. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye!